All right. So before we go on to the next topic, I just want you to take note of this case study. And I also want you to do it for next week just to ensure, just to seal the deal with finance, right? So it is in your textbook on page 144. I will also send you the page personally, just to ensure that you have everything, right? Because I didn't send these in the slides before. It was just something that I recently did. So just to seal the deal with, and to finish off, you can do this case study, and we will discuss it on Monday. I told you Monday that we are going to be doing, I know I said a financial statements, but we'll be doing accounting information as well, right? So these are the 4 goals that we have for today: to identify the main users and uses of accounting information, and to also look at the types of information that is needed by these users, and also to look at accounting standards. Oops, that's supposed to be accounting. Excuse me. And then also look at accounting concepts as well, right? So the first thing that I am going to ask you, I want to show you my next slide yet, but why do you think accounts is necessary?
Well, it enables you to know where the revenue, where the profit is going. It will show you how to allocate your money better across your operations, like your assets, your liabilities, your cost of your raw materials. It will allow you to inform your investors, because you get accounting information, and your investors can see how the business is going. Is it making a profit? Is it not? Is it a good investment? Yeah, stuff like that.
Okay, all right, excellent. You got it. you surely have it all down packed. So yeah, definitely. Yeah, so I can definitely show you my screen now. Oh shoot, no, it was the next slide. But anyhow, right. But you are very correct, right? And okay. Let me ask you this next question. Would you actually like to become an accountant?
No. I'm actually not going into anything business related because I do science subjects.
Okay. Oh, okay. All right, that's good. Okay, all right, that's good. I wish you all the best, right? But
I wish I myself all the best too.
Okay. All right. So, yes. Right. Even though you are going into the field of the sciences, accounting is still a very much important, even though it may not be directly related to your job. It may be related to your personal finances, right? So it's still very much good to know, and I'm sure that you already know that, right? So yeah. So as seen here, accounting is really defined as a systematic recording, a summarizing, or an analyzing, or a reporting of the business or any financial transactions that are taking place whether it is between the business and the customer, or a business and or the business and another business, right? So it is also very important that that accountants and also persons who may deal with the financials, the financial records and all of that. It is important and that they take proper note of what happens, because you don't want that every single thing is scattered all over the place and persons do not understand your handwriting and every single thing is all confused, because that is going to be not only time wasting to the business, but money can also be lost. And so you don't want to be responsible for that, because it's pretty huge. So an accountant has a very detailed and very strict job, right? Right. So as follows, this is just what I said before, right? Proper records can prevent the company from bankruptcy, right? And then also accounting records also measures and evaluates the progress of the business. It also shows the details, as I said before, of each transaction between buyers and sellers. And I will also do an example of that if we have time later on, right? And then it also provides information for tax purposes as well, right? Especially to the external users of the a business who may need the financial records for tax purposes, right? So, as you said before, managers may need may take note of the may use the accounting information to make decisions, but also to ensure that they may have enough money to purchase assets and all of that. And they also have to ensure that they're planning for future activities, but also controlling how operations work in terms of financing. Like, say for example, say that you're a business only have $10,000, right? But you need to be able to buy equipment and you have to pay your workers, right? And you also have to repay your
Creditors.
yes, your creditors as well. Then then all of those things that we have just said may surpass the 10,000 and that the business may have, right? And so they have to, as you said, allocate the financial resources, but not only allocate, but they also have to think upon, okay, what other way can we finance all of these operations? Do we have to, as we said last time, borrow money from the bank? Do we have to extend issue shares, right? Do we have to seek assistance from the government, right? Do we have to issue bonds, right? So the things that, and so we see exactly how the things and that we have studied the different sources of finances, and that we have studied the in the previous weeks, how it even plays back here in accounting, right? And so we also have the employees, because they need to be able to know that the business or the owners of the business still have money, and that they're able to keep them employed, right? And they still have to make like preparations in case the company wants to downsize or even merge with another company, which can always have consequences for the employees, because when they're restructuring, when the organization is being restructured, um the employees may feel the effect of it. So some persons may get laid off, and some persons may get kept back, and some persons wages may be delayed for a little while and all that. So the employees truly have to keep up to date as well with what is going on, if they're in the position to. And so they have to keep track on what their company is doing, right? And also for internal auditors, right? Auditors are persons who just ensure that the company is doing well, and that the performance of the company is as expected, right? And they do this in terms to see if they are reaching their goals. Because, okay, for example, we had already discussed about budget, reasons, and future goals, right? Say, okay, let me ask you a question. What is a service or a product and that you want to buy in the future?
Product or service.
Mm-hmm.
That I want to buy.
Yeah, and that is like close to your heart or anything, thing like that, and that you desire.
Um, it's the buying part though. Like to own it or to just use it.
Both.
Okay. A house.
Okay, all right.
No,
Oh,
but it doesn't relate back to this, but yeah.
no, no. Actually, it does. It does in a way. Okay, all
Okay.
right. So you said a house. All right.
Yeah.
So how much? Okay. In what price range?
Let's go big mansion. I don't know. Let's say 30 million. I guess.
Oh wow,
Yeah. I
30
don't.
million. Okay, wow, that's a
Yeah.
lot. Okay, all right. So
I'm going mansion. Yeah. Yeah. Let's live through our imaginations.
okay, yes, yes, yes. All right. So let me just write that down. 30 million.
Ah.
Right. So 30 mil. Okay. Right. So you know that there is no way, right, that you are going to get 30 million by just working a single job, right?
Exactly. Yep.
Right. So
Mhm.
just like we have discussed um before, right, in
Hmm.
terms of the different sources of income, you are going to see, okay, you have a current job at the moment, right? But you know, and that isn't sufficient. And so you have to come up with additional services or additional jobs that can help you get that 30 million in a number of years. All right, so another job, right? Then 3, probably your mom or dad or some sort of member or even a friend, right, gives you a house, right? Just a little apartment, apartment. And so you decide, okay, since I have inherited this apartment, I would rent it out, right? And you are getting like $10,000 a month, right? And then you decide, okay, if I have these 3 sources of income, I am able to get like half this amount. Okay, so that is 15 million within like 5 to 6 years, right? Or even less than that, right? And then you would ask the bank to borrow the rest, the 15 million, right? The other 15 million. And so what you as the internal auditor would do is to make sure that you are not overspending on your other needs like food, electricity, and all of that. And so you're monitoring the usage of your money so that you are able to get this $13 million mansion, right?
Okay.
Right, so that is exactly what the internal auditors would do, and make sure and that the business um um is keeping in track with its goals, right? So yes, so that is what it just simply means, right? So yeah, so yeah. So yeah. I was okay. Never mind. All right. So now to external users. So before you had said shareholders and investors, which is the same thing, but yeah, shareholders. And that they have to indeed ensure that their business, and that the business and that they have invested in is operating well, right? And that they're not losing their money or wasting their money, right? They also have to ensure that the investments that they're making into like other projects are worth it, right? And that they exceed their initial and that the investment gives them back the amount exceeding the amount and that they have invested in, right? And the financials also tell them the potential of growth or the failure of the business, and also its financial viability, right? If it's able to meet its debts and all of that. All right, and speaking on debt, it also tells the lenders if you're able to pay back or not. If you're not able to pay back, there is no way that they are going to give you that money. So that is why when entrepreneurs are starting a new business and they're asking for loans, the banks would ask them to bring in their income statements and all of that, right? And in terms of government and its agencies, as you see here, right, that in terms of releasing their financial statements, right, that is only required for the public companies, right, and not for the private companies. Private, of course,
Yeah.
it's private, so yeah, the only companies that are obligated to share their financials to the public is the public companies, right? So,
Mhm.
but every single thing and that what is always liable to all companies is tax, right? So these government agencies are going to have to make sure and that and that these companies are making enough revenue um that they're able to take out a portion of their tax. And so the tax collectors would just calculate the amount of tax owed, and this shows that if the company is able to comply with the rules and the regulations of the country, because I'm sure that I am sure that you have seen how these big evil companies try to avoid paying tax, and they're often later charged with tax evasion, um and all of that, right? But it also shows, right, in terms of the government and its agencies, it also shows the ability of the firms to create additional jobs, right? And so one of the agencies that regulate all of these taxes and whatnot is called, well, it is in Jamaica, right? So the Office of Utilities Regulation, right? And I'm sure that you know of it. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Hey, you have so much faith in me to
Oh,
know
pardon me?
about. I'm saying you have so much faith in me to know about it, but
Oh,
yeah.
oh shoot. Okay. All right. All right. So, yeah. So, I believe that you know creditors and suppliers already. Um and that, right, I remember we had said last time that one way a business is able to finance its goods and everything is to put the goods on credit, meaning and that they're deferring the payment of the goods, right? And so if you're large enough, the creditors are going, well, of course, with the help of financial statements and every single thing, they would know exactly that, okay, and that you're financially stable, and that you're able to pay back, um to pay for the items at a later date or a given time frame, right? And so I know that already. Yeah. All right. So, and then the competitors as well. So, not only do the shareholders and the lenders and the governments and the creditors use the accounting information, but also the competition. You have to stay on top of the on top of your competition, right, to beat your competition, right? And so you have to know exactly what is going on with the other company, right? You got to know exactly, all right, how are they able to get cheaper prices and da 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 and da da da, right? And all of that comes from accounting information, and it also helps you to make a comparisons to see exactly what you can do with your own business, and it can also evaluate your own performance, right? Um and you know, okay, well, this is different from accounting, but say that you have an exam to do, right? I am sure, right, to beat your the other students in your class, you are
Mm-hmm.
going to go to someone who has done the exam before, right? And ask them, like, okay, what is expected on this test, and if the a person scored high, you can ask them, like, okay, how did you study for this exam and get this high grade, right? And so all of that information can give you the upper hand over the other students, right? So yeah. Right, so I am going to actually just this skip this for now, right? And we'll do that at another time. Just to put some fun into this. I want you to actually create a story, right? By using drawn images to explain the main users of the um accounting information, right? So for example, if you see this picture, right, you see that this person had drawn a boy, so it seems, right? So you can say that this boy is the owner of a business, right? And he is currently trying to get to borrow money, right? And so he is going to have to show his financials to the bank. But he's also going to have to show his financials to the oh my goodness, to the shareholders as well as another option, right? And so you can choose like two users and just create a story drawing an image, right? And so you can draw the owner, um the business, the bank, the whatever, the internal auditor and all of that. And so you can get your paper, your pen and your pencil and your paper, and write and do your thing. Oh yeah, and let me know if you understand as well.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, good.
So is it two from each? Two from internal, two from external, or two?
So okay, one, well, okay, a one from internal and a one from external.
Okay.
So yeah, let's just say, yeah, one from, yeah. Mm.
Wouldn't it be easy to do like an employee customer? But yeah,
Okay, you can do that too. Because customers are also a part of the external group. But I didn't
yeah.
have that here, so yeah. So yeah, if you know exactly, you can, yeah, go ahead. You're a smart girl, so you can.
Okay.
All right, so just tell me what you have drawn.
Wait, you want me to read it?
Oh, oh, you are you a wrote it or you drew it?
You said create a story using images.
Oh,
You
okay,
wouldn't
I no
see
problem. You can
images.
tell me what you have
Alright.
written.
So I have in Brownstone there are many parties in wait there are many parties in Brownstone, Jamaica, and one is currently happening at Jones's house, where it is I don't feel like okay, where it is what's her name? Crystal's birthday party.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, by the way, I'm improvising as I go along.
Okay, no problem.
uh, yeah, there's a party at the Joneses' house, and it's Crystal's birthday party.
Mm-hmm.
But apparently, the dad of the family did not remember to buy the chicken, because we're gonna eat fried chicken.
Uh-huh.
So he had to, patch things up with Crystal's mother and go and buy the chicken before
Mm-hmm.
it get cost. So he went to a Hilo supermarket. It's a very popular supermarket in Jamaica, by the way.
Okay.
Hilo supermarket, and he walked around, searched for the chicken, eventually found it in one of the freezing things at the supermarket.
Mm-hmm.
Went to the cashier. He met this nice what's her name? A nice um cashier worker, I guess. Let's name her Catherine.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So Catherine, when you go to the cashier, sometimes they can be nice and they have a
Yeah.
conversation. Yeah,
Yeah.
it happened with the dad.
Okay.
So Catherine and the dad were having a conversation
Mm-hmm.
about the chicken,
Okay.
and um, how do I go into this? So yeah, so to pay for it, he gave her the money. He collected the money. She gave him his change, and he left.
Okay.
So on his way home, he thought about his conversation with Catherine, and at work, Catherine thought about her conversation with the dad. So Catherine, thought he was. Why am I making it sound like this man is cheating? But Catherine thought he was a nice person, and
Mm-hmm.
he, enjoyed her time talking to him. But the essence of the story is that Catherine is the employee, Dad is the customer.
Mm-hmm.
Dad came into the Hello supermarket, thought it was, a nice one,
Mm-hmm.
and it seemed like it's a business making money,
Mm-hmm.
and that is profitable, and that it will remain in his communities and can benefit him and the rest of the residents in the community. Well, Catherine is thinking about, oh, this man came into the store,
Mm-hmm.
the business is making profit, I had a nice conversation, everything is going well in my life. Yeah. So
Oh.
I think I covered the main points that you wanted.
Okay. All
But
right.
yeah.
Okay. All right. Good story. Um. Okay. All right. Good story. However, I would actually add just a little kind of like spiciness um at the end of it.
Yeah, yeah.
So
So what have
no, I was just okay. What I was just thinking
yeah,
is, and that instead of him actually buying the
yeah,
chicken,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
He, well, the both of them were in such a hurry, and that they could have actually I forgot. Sorry, and that they forgot their wallet,
Uh,
right? So they can
hmm.
actually make a deal with the manager,
Sure, yeah.
right? And she's also a very nice woman,
Hmm.
right? And so the customer can give the manager their contact number and every single
Yeah.
thing like that,
Hmm.
right? And so that they can just go, and she does it. But sorry, but the manager also writes up like a quick contract and all of that, right?
Hmm.
So that the both of them can sign, just to make sure that every single thing is liable before, because a chicken costs like just $20 or something like that, right? So
Hmm.
yeah. So yeah, and then the customer can still be sorry, and so that shows not only the business or the work, sorry, and so you have the employee, yes, but you also have the manager, but you also have the customer taking on credit,
Hmm.
right,
Yeah,
from the business, and so it's like a transaction even,
yeah.
right? um so I want to make it a bit more a dramatic, and say, and that the business sorry, the man could have paid by the $20 chicken. So they had to put him in $2 for chicken. But anyhow, and let's not make it into a comedy, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, so that is how I could have gone about it too. But I like this story as well. It wasn't what I was expecting, so that was good. Right. So since it is 6 o'clock, we're going to end it here, and we're going
Yeah.
to continue these other 4 slides next week.